What is up, guys? MACABESPEED coming at ya. I am very excited today about this specific episode because I have waited for this specific package for a very long time. Typically when it comes to new offerings on the market, you guys see me get things fairly quickly as far as the pecking order is concerned on bringing these things to you in a timely fashion. Over the last year or so, it's become increasingly clear that a lot of the mainstream actual corporate companies out there absolutely hate your boy Mac. Whether it's the higher ups that actually run the parent companies of some of these airgun companies or the vendors themselves, it's become more and more difficult to garner the big donations from people as the channel has progressed. Based on that fact, I really had to be picky choosy when it came time to go ahead and get my feet wet with the SF. What exactly is SF? SF connotates this as a select fire 30 caliber air carbine in the sense that you're able to utilize single function for larger slugs like a bolt action and then go ahead and transition with the same rifle, no parts changes, to a semi-automatic 30 caliber carbine. As far as I know, this may be one of the only carbines like this that's currently on the market. I don't know of another one. If you do, definitely throw it down in the comment section. I am well open to correction if correction exists, but definitely throw it down in the comment section if you know another one that has these same capabilities. Because there's so much going on with this 30 caliber air gun, I definitely want to go ahead and take this episode to go over it tip to butt so that you guys can absolutely 100% understand the function before you really try and wring the performance out of this platform. This is what your magazine's going to look like. You're going to have a 9-round capacity, and you're going to have these acrylic looking mag backs that I've seen fail in the past. Texoma Precision Pellets has done a really good job with the S45 platform, giving us some metal back magazines. Maybe they'll come through with this specific platform as well and give us those same good parts. This specific magazine also has a detent where it goes all the way across the breech and seats itself on a bar. It's going to be important for you to remember, especially if you're not familiar with this style magazine. Now when it goes to trying to actually feed the magazine into the rifle, you may have some trouble. If you go ahead and try and just pull on the bolt, you're not going to be able to go ahead and get that bolt to release if it's in this single shot mode. What you're going to need to do is pull this small detent while at the same time pulling back on the bolt handle itself. That's going to go ahead and cock the rifle. At this point, you would actually use your hook feature on the opposite side of the rifle to go ahead and hold the bolt open for you. Once you've accomplished that, you can either go ahead and add your magazine or a single shot pellet, whichever you prefer. If you're using longer slugs that don't fit in the magazine, now's the time to go ahead and use the single shot capability. If you want to go ahead and use Predator polymags that also don't cycle in these small skinny AEA mags, also good to use this capability. I think we'll go ahead and see what kind of performance that we get out of it in bolt action first and use these shots to go ahead and sight our optic in as well. Let's see what kind of energy we're really spitting out of the business end. Go ahead and give the bolt handle a little tension, switch to release, and then let her go. We are at this point still in single fire, and we're only going to be able to spit out one pellet without going through all of those steps effectively again, getting this cocked once more. Let's go ahead and start our optic and our recording. We do have our chronograph active. And we are at this point using JSB heavies because I know them to be an approved ammunition for almost any PCP air rifle in 30 caliber, as well as a well accepted ammunition by multiple shooters. Start my recording for you guys. Click my safety. And let's give myself a little bit of gap off that camera, just in case I'm way off. Let's go left side target. Fire. Fire. So from what I'm seeing at this point currently, I'm about 6 to 7 inches high at about the 11 o'clock position. I do think that that's my impact. 695 was my recorded velocity. Let's go ahead and repeat this procedure and get another round cocked in single mode and see if we get the same impact as well as the same energy. This is a regulated carbine, so we should be pretty consistent as far as our output. Using the release, pulling it back, Sending it home. Click the safety. Everything should still be good at this point. Looking at the 11 o'clock position. Fire. There's no way there's two of them there. West Nile virus? Okay, I'm gonna move over a little bit more and see what happens. Okay, no. I'm on the other board. Yeah, no, I see where I was at that point. All right, we're gonna make our adjustment with a 747 velocity on that third shot. Damn, I should have been giving that to you guys the entire time. I do think I'm gonna shoot a bullseye. Let's go ahead and confirm our sight in and utilize the rest of the magazine to really give you guys the data that I've kind of been slacking on my Mackin with over the last couple of shots. 747 with the last velocity. Close. 738 velocity. Pretty good. 741 velocity. .749 velocity. .741 velocity, so we're right in there at that 740 average FPS range with JSB heavies. Let's see if we have any more rounds in the mag. We do have rounds in the mag. We have one round left.
Having problems with the scope cam.
No, I'm getting a 1.0 out of it. It just doesn't want to go ahead and stay continuously recording. I guess I'll see when I edit it. I'm going to change the card preemptively. 738 on that last shot, gentlemen, and exactly where we expected it to go. I think the best thing that I can do at this point is go ahead and show you exactly how this rifle feels, because it is a little bit special, and then run a secondary magazine in semi-automatic and see if we've lost any of our velocity. Let's take a look at how this thing feels. This is going to be your fill probe here on the SF series. You can see that it's got the twin O-ring design that a lot of the AEA stuff has, but also added to this that a lot of AEAs don't have, you're going to see some stainless steel threads. This goes directly into the externally adjustable regulator on this PCP, and it stays in the gun. I'm going to go ahead and install this for you guys right now and show you what I mean. Right here, directly above the front gauge, you're going to notice a port, and this is just going to go ahead and slip in and thread in, and it's going to stay there, like I said, pretty much semi-permanent. You can unthread this if you see the need to, but me personally, you guys know me, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this threaded in so that if something catastrophic happens, my fill probe is with my gun. Once you got the fill probe in the side of the gun, it just feels like anything else would. We're just going to go ahead and crank it right on up to about 4,000, 41, 4,200 PSI, something like that. This is a 4,500 PSI tank, so it'll end up in that neighborhood. JSB heavies once again. Loaded up and ready to go. Now, as I stated, we went ahead and decocked this rifle for safety. So what we're going to want to go ahead and do is now set it up for semi-automatic. We'll hit our release catch up on the top, start to pull it back, and at the same time, flip it over to semi. Now, instead of having a gate behind this bolt, you're going to be able to freely move it. That's going to show you you're in semi-automatic. Let's load our magazine with the hook switch. Release, a little bit of tension. It's in battery. It's also in semi-automatic and 100% ready to go. Let's hit that right-hand side target that we have left over from our previous plink session and see what kind of velocity we get out of this thing at the regulated 2900 PSI that it comes from the factory at with the JSB Heavies. Hopefully this card is recording. Lord knows I would like to have some scope cam footage for this. Fire. 741 velocity. Do I have a follow-up shot? 725 velocity. 729. 704, and I am waiting a little bit of time in between each shot to really let that plenum replenish itself and give the regulator time to work. If you don't give the regulator time to work, it's never going to achieve its true function. Seven, 2, 7. 725. 685. Maybe a little bit quick on the shot cycle then. Let's see if it comes back up. 3, 4, 5. 712. So that's probably what we're seeing, the incremental filling of that plenum past that regulated point. I'm not an expert as far as how these things work, but that makes sense to me as far as how the physics should go. Ragged hole, 699 velocity. Dry fire, empty. Release, pull back, remove the magazine, and I'm still in semi-automatic because I haven't switched it back to single fire. If I do push it back to single fire, this gate is now going to pop up. And when I go to recock it, it's going to be back in single mode. If we squeeze our trigger and verify that, no motion from the bolt. One of the key features that's really going to go ahead and lend to accuracy with this SF platform is going to be the externally adjustable regulator. Let's go ahead and take a look at that together as well. You can see that this actually has 2 gauges as well as some type of threaded apparatus here in the center between the two. You've got your fill probe that we just installed and used to top the rifle up, and it's currently sitting just below 4,000 PSI. So you know this is absolutely within the nominal range that it should be operating. You then go and look at your regulated pressure, and your regulated pressure is about 28 to 2900 PSI, putting it also 100% in that nominal range. An Allen wrench would be used directly in the center of this, and counterclockwise is going to drop your velocity. Clockwise is going to go ahead and turn your velocity up, and the maximum velocity that's rated from AEA is going to be 30 MPa maximum. I'm having really good results right now with where this setting is currently sitting as far as my regulator is concerned, and I have no intention of touching it whatsoever. The secondary way that you can adjust your power when it comes to AEA SF Select Fire platforms is going to be this power wheel. My power wheel doesn't look to be all the way straight up and down, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it that slight move you saw there to get that max line vertical. That max line should always be vertical if you're looking to go ahead and get the most out of your rifle. To the left or to the right is definitely going to go ahead and drop your velocity, but we're not going to get into that in this episode. So even though this is just that initial get your feet wet, how do you use this style rifle review, I do know the chads out there are going to be butthurts if I don't actually shoot this thing as it's intended. So I do have a couple of magazines, and I've got some small field target animals out at 25 yards, and I figured I would go ahead and round this initial review out with trying to go ahead and be accurate with the regulated semi-automatic version of this platform at 25 yards. Let's go ahead and go through the steps necessary to get ourselves on target and see what happens. I really want to go ahead and see two things with this test. First off, is it reliable if I go ahead and really get on the trigger rate of fire wise? And secondly, is it pellet picky? I've got these pellets that I picked up hand cast off the NOE mold from eBay. I don't know the guy who made these, I have no affiliation with them. They were just a good price for the Blitz when I first got into it, and I've had them ever since. Let's go through the steps one more time to go ahead and get this in semi-automatic and see if this thing's pellet picky or not. Can I do it without looking at it? Here we go, here's the true test. Lever release thing, pull it back a little bit, go to semi-automatic. Ah, I can do it, I can do it. Hold the mag open, I don't need to use my hook if I don't want to. Could use my hook if I felt like it. Would stay where I wanted it, okay. Okay, I'm getting the functionality here, I'm getting the functionality. Safe, fire. Lock myself down so I don't look like an asshole with no skills. Good hit. Dang. I pretty much went down the line, absolutely 100% annihilating orange powder coat on those field target animals. I'm very pleased with that. I'm very pleased with that. Let's continue. Miss. Oh, that's a cool sound. Definitely leave a like for that sound. Empty from dry fire. All right, mag release here, mag release here. Still in semi, still working. I have yet to break this thing. I'm having a good day today. Empty, 9 rounds goes quick. Go ahead and decock it one more time for safety. I am actually thoroughly impressed at this point. At the end of my baseline review with the AEA SF standard length barrel, I gotta tell you guys, I can't be more happy with this. I was really hesitant when I thought about the idea of being able to switch from semi-automatic to bolt action, but seeing how it works in the field, it's absolutely a benefit to be able to have in your tool bag when you go to utilize this in the field. I'm extremely happy with it. It's not going to be that full auto triple selector quick clicks and clacks to go ahead and change between semi-automatic and bolt action, but it is absolutely the clutch in a world full of automatic air guns. This requires a higher skill level, the same way that third pedal does in a car with a 5-speed transmission. If you get the basics necessary to go ahead and operate this slightly more complex air gun down, you're going to have a better experience because you'll have more user tunability the same way you would with that 5-speed transmission. I think it's going to be an absolutely great place to go ahead and end this baseline episode with the absolutely incredible 30 caliber AEA Select Fire. But if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. You want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notifications button so you can stay current on the channel as well as when these videos come out. If you really like this video, make sure you share it so that somebody else can see it. And I'll catch you boys in the next one.